Foodservice Power Plant Network. Boom. Sunday morning. Yo, friends. I hope it's a great start to the second half of the weekend for you. I just went for a quick run. I'm drinking my Scratch Re-Energy drink, and then we're getting ready for the week. A little lawn mowing. The Broncos are on. Shannon's been gone this weekend, so the kids and I are just going to make sure the house is in great shape when she gets home. And I just listened to an awesome podcast, and it resonated with me because it's been a theme of this community for so long, the power of story to motivate. And, you know, one of the things that's been really cool about the Foodservice Power Plant and what you all have brought to it, so many, I think we have 1,750 members in this community, is everyone's been present. Big Mike Klosterman. Boom. Yeah, baby. Today, Mike, here's what I did today. I think it's the first time ever. I did 2.25 miles, something like that. And I beat 9 minutes. I don't think I've ever done it before. Nathan, boom, what's up, brother? So one of the things that's been amazing about this community, and I'm going to double down on my challenge to you, is sharing what's going on in your story, sharing your lives, sharing your successes, sharing your hope, sharing your dreams. That is the great motivator. Big Mike Klosterman, who's on right now. Mike is at almost 600 days straight of exercise every day, of pushing his body and pushing his mind, probably more his mind than his body in many of those situations. And he shares that story both here and on his Instagram and on his Facebook. And it's epically inspiring to me to get my butt out of bed. Yo, Nathan, boom, to get my butt out of bed and get moving on those days where I don't want to. I was literally getting out. I hadn't run for a few days, actually probably 5 days. And I start my run, and I'm thinking about Mike Klosterman, and I was like, okay, don't negotiate with yourself. Mike said that sometime recently. Don't negotiate with yourself. Set the plan, decide who you want to be, how you want to feel, set the goals and what you need to do to get there, and then go. And that moves me. That, honest to gosh, gets me out of bed some mornings and keeps me going when I don't want to, or it gets me to today when I was done with the first mile, and I'm like, man, I'm under 9 minutes somehow. I don't think I've ever done that at elevation anyway. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to bust my butt. We're going to beat 9 minutes for the whole 2.5 miles, whatever it was. And we did. It was great. And a part of that is because Mike's willing to share his story and his authenticity. I listened to this great podcast this morning from Brendon Burchard. He's a guy that I've studied over the years. I actually went to one of his conferences in San Jose, I think 2018, to talk about growth and leadership and motivation and everything. And his podcast this morning talked about motivating others, inspiring others. I am a huge believer that the greatest motivator of people is the power of story. Only because that's the greatest motivator in my life. You can give me a whole bunch of facts and science, and all that matters to some degree, but it's not until someone shares a story with me about what they've accomplished, what they actually did, the way something actually affected their life, that I really get inspired to believe that something's possible, like the stories of Sylvester Stallone and how he became an actor and how he grinded it out to make that happen, or Mike Klosterman working out almost 600 days in a row, or so many of our other amazing people. I think it's Marsha right now, and doing CFSP, and I think Sandy's doing that right now. And watching people do amazing things in our community inspires me to do amazing things. Remember, we become like the people we surround ourselves with. So the more stories we have in this community of successes and of trying and of making big dreams and trying big things, the more it will inspire others. The truth is, it's hard to motivate people. The energy that I have to accomplish big things, the energy I have to affect others for good, the energy I have to play with my family, I can't make someone else have that. This is my story, and my story's gone up and down, and I've shared a lot of that with you all. My 20s were down pretty much the entire time. But you can't make anyone else have your energy. You can't give anyone else your dreams. You can't even make them dream. But you know what you can do if you're a leader in an organization, or if you're a leader amongst people in a community, or even in your own family? It's share your story. Keep sharing the things that you want to accomplish. Keep sharing those dreams you have and why. Keep sharing the successes along the way and things that are working. Jeff Yates is in the house. Boom. What's up, brother? Michael Kelly's in the house. Boom. Gosh, so many good dudes. I freaking love this. You can't make others dream big. You can't make others have energy for what they're doing at work. But you can share yours. And that is the greatest motivator. I remember this back in the day. Lou Holtz, who was the head coach of the Notre Dame football team back in the day, he used to do 100 goals every year. He had 100 goals or 107, something like that. And he would post them up in the Notre Dame locker room. Because what he wanted was, he's like, listen, if I just keep all these goals and these dreams and these big visions to me, no one else is going to know, and no one else is going to be able to help me. So there were people that graduated from the football team who eventually would call him and say, hey, coach, guess what? I'm a Navy pilot. You want to fly in that fighter jet like you said you want to do? Hey, coach, I'm in the Navy now. You want to go in the submarine? And so he got to do all these things. One of it was sharing, but I promise you that inspired all those men in those locker rooms to dream big too and set big goals and huge dreams. So if you want to inspire others, keep being vulnerable. Keep being you. And you can't just share the wins, share the downs. You have to share the reality of the moment, the reality of the hard times you went through. There's no one who accomplished their dreams that simply did this. There's a lot of this along the way. And if all we share is the good parts, people won't believe you. It's not a relatable story. That doesn't inspire, honestly. It's sharing, here's what was hard along the way. Here's what I learned. Here are the mornings I didn't want to get out of bed and accomplish this thing. Here were the victories. Here were the moments of good things happening. And sharing that whole deal is what helps give belief and energy to other people. Danielle's in the house. Danielle, fist bump. Boom. Oh, miss you, my friend. So if you want to inspire others and continue to motivate others, continue to share your story. And let me be that ask. That will be my ask of you in our community, in the Foodservice Power Play Network. Keep sharing what you're dreaming. Keep sharing those moments where you accomplish really cool things. I know a lot of us don't want to do that because either we're embarrassed about sharing crummy moments, or we don't want to share the good things. We think it sounds like bragging. You need to get over that. If you're like, hey, check out my Lamborghini all day long, and that's all you're showing, okay, well, that's probably different. But you're like, hey, you know what? Here was a win today. And I've been grinding on it. Today, I ran 2.5 miles in a sub 9 minutes average, which was a win. It was fun. And I didn't think I could do it because I hadn't run in like 5 or 6 days. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get my tail handed to me. But guess what? I didn't. You know why? Part of it? Because Mike Kloster was in the back of my head, beating my butt, making me run as fast as I could. And it was awesome. So share those wins. We want to hear them. Share those dreams. We want to hear those. Danielle, Morning Sunshine, you're going to be in FIDA. Oh, Danielle, I hope I get to give you a big hug. I don't know what the hugging protocols are, but I'm a hugger. So, yeah, if I come up to you and we know each other and I'm going to give you a hug and you don't want it, just like, I don't know, stick your fist out really far and then I'll know. So, Danielle, I can't wait to see you, my friend. Rich Maliki, Sunday Live, baby. We're coming at you. Rich, you are an ultimate motivator of others because Rich is, Danielle's a hugger. Boom, I'm in. Rich is an ultimate motivator because he is so authentic with his story. In fact, Rich Maliki, for anyone who's watching, is going to be with me live tomorrow night. We're going live, and we're talking, Rich just bought a business. He's out of New Jersey. He and his team, I don't know how far up in New York they go, but they just bought a service company this week. Rich is going to come on, and guess what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the hopes. We're going to talk about dreams, and you know what we're also going to talk about? We're going to talk about his fears. We're going to talk about, listen, buying a business is a scary proposition. Just about any time you've done it. I've done it once. And it was scary. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hard work. It's really awesome. But Rich is one of those people he's not afraid to share the hard stuff. He shared a picture of him and his mom. We're going to talk about that on LinkedIn and Facebook this week. And we know his dad was a big part of his story in the past, and that's been hard. I'm sure we're going to talk about all that stuff. Tomorrow night's going to be real. I love it. Oh, congrats, Rich. This is awesome. So great. So that's why these moments where we share these conversations and with Rich tomorrow night they're so rich. Plenty of pun intended, because they're just genuine. So here's my ask. Sunday, go get it on Sunday, whatever you need. If you need to get outside and move your body for a while, I would say we always need a little bit of that. If you need some time watching a little bit of football, I can tell you me and my crew here are going to be watching the Broncos game in the middle of the day. A buddy invited us to the pool later. Our pool's still open, so we're going to go do that later. And then maybe we'll come live tonight. Many of you have seen Chris Filari, Chef Chris Filari, who was with Sodexo forever. He's now with Guggenheimer. He's done 2 cooking shows with me. He is in Boulder tonight. He and I are going to go have some dinner. Maybe we'll come to you live and say hi. That would be awesome. So if you want to inspire others, this was from a podcast I heard on Brendon Burchard this morning that really resonated considering what this group is about. The 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. Jeff says it. Okay, $5, Jeff. I'm in with you. Let's do a bet right now. Boom. And $5 for the Broncos. Fingers crossed. The great motivator, if you need to motivate others on your team, in your family, in your community, it's not by making them have a certain level of energy. It's not by creating dreams for them. It's not by saying, you've got to experience this, you've got to do this. 5,000, it's a little rich for me, homie, but maybe I can be on a side bet with you. You and Kisner can do the 5,000 bet. It's about sharing your dreams. Don't be afraid to. It's not arrogance. It's not selfishness. It's not bragging if you share the hopes and dreams that you have for your life. It's not bragging if you share your successes and your wins and your accomplishments. It's just being real. It's just being authentic. And remember that in doing so, always make sure you're willing to share the hard moments as well. That's what makes it all so, so real. Listen, continue to pump yourself up. Give yourself that energy today, however you get that, whether it's physiology and moving your body, whether it's visualizing a future that motivates you, whether it's creating new goals, creating a vision statement, whether it's using your words for affirmations to say those things, project them, say them out loud, claim your future the way you want to. There's a great story about Jim Carrey back in the day, before he was a good actor, before anyone knew him. He used to go up to Mulholland Drive, is above Hollywood, and he would sit out there and he would just say, everyone in this town wants to hire me. People are writing me $10 million checks to do movies for them, all this kind of stuff. And he would like hold his arms out and he would sort of proclaim it to the world. And guess what? Then people were writing him $10 million checks to do what he wanted. He was calling his shot. He was claiming his reality. So whatever motivates you and pumps you up today, go get it. I hope you get some time to be with some people you care about. You know what? I would encourage you to do one thing. I heard this the other day. My buddy Greg Kettner, who's in our group, he's a stand-up comedian, and he also has a company called Work Happy. And he and I have become good friends over the last 18 months. And he spoke, just last week, and he said, here's what I want you to do right now. In the middle of he was giving a speech to 80 people. And he stops it right in the middle, and he goes, I want you to text someone right now and just thank them. Thank them for their friendship. Thank them for caring for you. Thank them for the relationship with you in their life. Do it right now. They take 30 seconds, and they do it. By the end of his talk, so many people had received texts back that were making them really emotional, bringing them to tears, because people were like, oh my gosh, thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for randomly just giving me a shout out, or thank you for seeing me in the challenge I've been through. And it created this whole new connection. Guess what? All of them left that meeting and made phone calls and got to talk to those people. Maybe do that today. Take 30 seconds, text someone you love. Just say, hey, I want you to know I'm grateful for you. Foodservice Power Plant Network, you're an unbelievable community. I know that our industry in particular is going through a lot right now. I hear that. I see that. People keep talking about it. You know what makes it lighter? When we do it together. You know what makes it lighter? When we commit to staying strong in our mind and commit to those positive mindset tools to keep going and moving forward and believe we can, to keep talking to ourselves in ways that give us energy, that inspire as opposed to take energy. So we want to inflate as opposed to deflate. We're doing it. We're doing it together. Power Plant Network, lots of love. Have a great Sunday. See you soon.